There is an old syllogism which goes like this: all men are mortal. Socrates is a man. Therefore, Socrates is mortal. This obvious, although impeccable logic, seems to be merely an application of a universal theme to a particular incident. But it contains within it the deepest emotional experience that man can have. It is the movement from people die to I die. On the whole, society tries to hide from us the thought that I, as an individual, must die. But this is perhaps a commentary on society and on us ourselves. Tolstoy, in his short story, The Death of Ivan Ilyich, shows how his hero, like most of us, goes through life thinking always that death is something which belongs to other people, not to him. And then one day, when he falls ill, he suddenly realizes that the question is not one of an appendix or a kidney, but of the life and death of him, Ivan Ilyich. And then he begins a scream which lasts for 3 unendurable days. A scream which is partly a protest against the fact of death, but even more, a scream of regret against the wasted life behind him. If we knew that we had exactly 1 year to live, I think most of us would say we must make the year count, broaden our experience, deepen it, question ourselves and our lives. Suppose we had 5 years, or 10. We would still feel that if we must die, then what we do now must count. But what is the difference between 5 years or 10 years, or 70 years and 10, especially since for most of us it will not be 70 years and 10? The existentialists feel that we do not really live authentically unless we do confront this fact of our ultimate death and deliberately and fully choose the kind of life we want to have in the face of it. Some of them, of course, say that death means the end of everything. Others would say that we must somehow, despite all lack of compulsive evidence to the contrary, believe in the possibility of our own immortality. One example of the latter point of view is the Spanish philosopher Unamuno. He feels that although our minds would have us say that death is the end, we must somehow go beyond where our minds would lead us and believe, despite everything, that death is not the end. In his short story, The Madness of Dr. Montarco, the hero falls mad, to be sure, but with what Plato called a divine madness, something which is not a mere departure from normalcy, but rather an inspiration, an adventurous quest for something more,